Hey, what's up, everyone? I just came back from my locals, which did a Rage of the Abyss, like sneak peek event, and I went undefeated with heroes, which is pretty cool. I got this mat, which is sick, but yeah, I wanted to run through the deck. I tried something different. I tried to play the list with out Liquid Soldier and like Pot of Prosperity instead. So like shout out to Blake Hero and like Carlos Talamantes because they're like the ones that I first saw doing this. And the list is like pretty standard when it comes to like that variant of heroes. So I don't want to spend too much time with it. I did want to spend more time focusing on what to do post-ROTA for heroes because the deck changes kind of a lot because every deck changes a lot with the Mulcharmy Furolos. Like every deck that card completely shifts the entire meta. It's like basically maxi, but just for going second, right? So I want to talk about like tips and tricks that you can do with the hero deck for that. And I actually did encounter it today because people were playing with like the Rota cards. So yeah, we'll get into the profile. It's pretty standard for what you'd expect from now. You know, 3 Ferris, 2 Vion, 2 Increase. It's a vision package. This is the part that's different, right? It's the Neos, the Karibo, and then triple Stratos and Shadow Mist. Obviously no Liquid Soldier because you're playing Pot of Prosperity instead. And then the Destiny Heroes, everything's the same. And then same with your engine, right? You're playing your 6 power spells. And then here's another thing that changed for me a little bit was I'm playing 2 Mass Change. And I cut this down from 3 to 2 or from 1 to 3. You know, you move this around all the time. But I think it might be best to play 3 after Rota. I tested out 2 today because I wanted to fit in a little, my non-engine slots to be a little different. But this helps so much against Mulcharmy because you just summon Darkla more often. And more people are playing Droll and Ghost Ogre to respect like the Azamina cards. So yeah, you might bump this up to 3. I played 2, felt fine. I played 2 because I played 2 Poly. Mismatch rarity, I know. I hate it, but whatever. The other one's coming. Anyway, I played 2 Poly because I really like 2 Poly. And I think it's also better in the Pot of Prosperity builds because it makes the like Stratos Poly combo way better, which I can show off in like a different time. But yeah, I said I wasn't going to take too much time. Just the rest of your engine. Here's what's also really different, the non-engine. So you play triple Ash, respect the Mulcharmy. You always keep it going first or second because you're playing like the little maxi minigame like they do in Master Duel, right? You got to respect that card, and this says no. And then I played a mix. I played Board Breakers and then the 2 search / like engine, non-engine cards. I still wanted to play 2 Dark Ruler because like Yubel is crazy, and if you play against it, you need an out. You basically need to draw both of these if they go full combo. But yeah, that's the main deck. I'm playing 42. And then the extra deck also changed up a bit. I played Baguska, Dread Decimator, Infernal Divisor, and then the 2 Links. Baguska, I still think you should play it because even though it doesn't come up that much, when it does, it like saves you, especially with Mulcharmy too, because if you can't access Darklaw for whatever reason, say they do it on the Stratos and like you drew Shadow Mist, this is like your best, this is one of the other best like other options to do. Because yeah, it gives them like 2 draws, but it still puts them on their floodgate that they have to deal with, or else you can get them on the crackback. And then the Elemental Heroes is also changed with the Pot of Prosperity build. It's double Wake Up. I said in my last deck profile that I wanted to try it out, and I think it's going to be better post-Rota. And so, yeah, it's the 2 Wake Ups and the E-Heroes. And then I'm still playing Divine Wind, and then, oops, it's like just the 1 Dark Law. This is just to respect Tempai. I still think that deck is really good post-Rota. And then the 1 Dark Law is, you know, the concession you make for how tight this extra deck is. But yeah, then DP and Dangerous. Dangerous you cut you cut Dystopia instead for Dangerous because it makes your 1 card Vion combo like actually turn into something, which is like DP and like some follow-up. which kind of sucks because I really like Dystopia as like a win con and a way to like play around like Lightning Storm or Feather Duster. But yeah, that's it for the main and extra. And then the side deck is like, I think the same from my last. I played Triple Droll, Triple Nib, Dark Angel, and then Lightning Storm, Thrust, Duster. This is different. I played back on Evenly Matched, D-Bear, and Rivalry, just as like other targets for Thrust. Post side and Evenly Matched is crazy. I think this is really good. But yeah, whatever. Let's get into the like Mulcharmy combos I wanted to talk about and like ways you can play around it. And by the way, I pulled a QCR Deception from like 5 packs, which was pretty sick. Okay, so say you get Mulcharmy on a Hero Lives. So you go Chainlink 1 a Hero Lives, Chainlink 2 Furolos. Most people will wait until main phase. They won't just shotgun it because it's probably correct to get like the most draws, right? But say you get Mulcharmy on this card. Obviously, the most like basic answer, if you don't have like any other plays, is to just go straight into Shadow Mist, right? Because you go Shadow Mist, search a Hero Lives, or Mass Change, and then they'll get 1 draw, right? But it's basically just trading 1 for 1. They're starting with 5 cards. They activate Mulcharmy, they're at 4, and then they draw 1 off Shadow Mist. Here you can obviously just choose whether you want to hand loop them for 1, because if you go into Dark Law, they'll get their draw off of them extra deck summon, but then Dark Law will trigger and rip a card out of their hand. Or you could just do it on the next turn and then get Shadow Mist for follow-up, right? Because it'll be sent to grave and then you can search a hero card. This is not like the most ideal, obviously, because it's basically just 1 Dark Law versus a 5-6 card hand, which is like tough, but it's better than nothing. It's also a floodgate, obviously, and it's like the best floodgate heroes have at the moment. And yeah, I'm not saying you do that all the time, but it's just like the basic idea, right? It's like your hands are going to vary so much. There's going to be a lot of variance within the game in general. So like thinking of ways to play around that and like what's going to be really popular in the meta is obviously just like a good tip in general. And so yeah, there's one thing you can do when a hero lives. The other situation is like when I said in the actual deck profile, and I was showing off Baguska, is that when you go, say you draw Shadow Mist, I'm only playing 1, and a hero lives, then you basically have to go for Stratos. They get a draw, and then you search. Again, it depends on your hand. You could search like Ferris or Vion, or just whatever else you might need if you already have one of those. I typically go Vion here because then say, you know, they get a draw and then you normal summon Vion, you go for Baguska. But if they don't, then you can dump something like Malicious or even like Wing Karibo or just anything else you need, even like Increase or something. And then you put them on Baguska and then they get another draw. But like I said, they have to respect the floodgate. These trade so much better into hand traps than like other hand traps, if you get what I'm saying. Like the fact that you're putting them on a floodgate, which usually eats like a lot of cards from the hand, they have to draw exactly something like Droplet or Dark Ruler or Imperm or something to get over this before they can start playing. Or like even better, honestly, is when they have no non-engine, they commit their engine to something like an SP, and if they put SP on the board and banish it, they can't attack directly. So you're kind of eating their turn for skipping yours, right? And so that's just some of the things you can do to help play around Mulcharmy. Again, here, I'll just show you, and then, like I said in the deck profile, obviously just like Ash and Call By are like kind of mandatory for this format. But here, I'll shuffle up real quick. Alright, I'm back. Just shuffle up the deck, and I'll have my girl behind the camera cut it for me. Thank you. Shout out Gabby. And then we'll see if it's bad. We'll just cut it. If not, we'll see what we have. Alright, so draw 5 cards. What do we have? Oh, okay, perfect. This hand is a great example of ways to play around Mulcharmy. So we do the increase, it sucks, that's why we play 2. Anyways, so say we go standby main. You could try playing around Droll, which I think will be popular, by just starting off with the Vision Hero line instead of like normal summoning Stratos to search like Malicious, which would be like the ideal combo. But I would go probably Ferris first, pitch increase, right? And then we set our other copy. If your opponent knows your deck, by the way, they will probably just drop Mulcharmy now, because otherwise the best spot to do it where they'll actually like get an immediate draw is when you like chain increase. If they don't know what's going on, they'll let it happen, right? And then you'll go, oh, summon increase, effect special from the deck. And they'll go, oh, special from the deck, and then drop Mulcharmy, right? Obviously, in this hand, we have Ash, so it's like, oh, of course you can play around it. But say they have like 2, which is the most like annoying thing about these cards, right? Is that you can activate 2 at a time. They go 2, right? Chainlink 1, increase, Chainlink 2, Mulcharmy. You go Chainlink 3, Ash, and then they go Chainlink 4, another one, right? They're going to get a draw no matter what. Say in that scenario where that happens. You dump your Vion, and then in this case, instead of going Malicious, because I don't feel like it's best to commit fully, we could go for like a Shadow Mist. Shadow Mist effect to search, say like either Neos or the Wingman, right? We have Stratos in hand, so in this scenario, it doesn't matter. Let's just go Neos. And then they draw 1 card, whatever. You eat 2 cards with this interaction. You can go Vion. Yeah, it's probably best to go Vion. Search the other poly. If they hit you with Droll here, you're actually also fine. Actually, no, Droll sucks because then you can't search favorite contact. Whatever. So if they hit you with Droll, then they're locking themselves out of their own Mulcharmy, right? So we go Vion, search poly. And then I'll do normal summon Stratos. Stratos effect to search. In this case, we can just try to search. No, we have follow-up with these guys. Whatever. Let's just search something like another Stratos. Sure. Or we could do Plasma. I don't think we'll get to Plasma. No. Honestly, in this case, it doesn't matter what Stratos searches. Let's just search another one for follow-up. Because here, I am going to put our opponent on a plus by activating Poly and fusing these 2 for Wingman. And then Wingman is going to search... Oh, no, it does matter. Okay, it's like, take that back. Instead of searching Stratos, we will search our Karibo, because this is what I wanted to actually demonstrate, to show you how we'll play around the Mulcharmy. Right, we'll add our favorite contact off of Wingman, and then after this that we searched, we just banish it to special. And then there you go. We gave our opponent 2 extra draws, but we have a bunch of bodies on board. We could, like, if we had a way to search for Plasma, we can tribute for Plasma here, and then put him on like skill drain plus the trap, and they should have like 3 or 4 cards in hand, right? So here's just like an example of a card that even if we do have Ash, if they have a way to play around it, we can still end on like somewhat of a good board. And sometimes you're just gonna have to deal with that, right? Because if you give your opponent like 2 or 3 extra draws, but they have to have a way to deal with like specifically like a Plasma or Dark Law, right? Which is kind of tough to play around Skill Drain and Macrocosmos. Like today, I was playing against the Mermail, the Atlantean deck, the new one that came out in ROTA, and I just put him on Dark Law. Like sometimes, like he Mulcharmy me, and I summoned Dark Law, and I was like, all right, you have an out. And he looked at the top card of his deck, and he did it, and he just knew that I had all the follow up to like OTK him in the crackback. So that's it. I hope that was helpful in some way. I'll have like text and I'll be answering people to see if y'all have any questions. But thank you for watching. Shout out to my girlfriend for filming. And yeah, have a good one.